Which year?
On.
1, 2, 3, go. And then cheers, brother.
There we go, bro.
To a successful prep.
Oh yeah, that's the plan.
Mr. Dirk. They're so good, man. The Singa drinks?
They're so good, man.
I can't
Every
believe it.
flavor is spot on.
Everyone.
Everyone. Like there's orange, red, green, yellow is my favorite. Every is good. And the pink now. They have like 5 flavors now, I believe. In total.
Yeah.
5.
Yeah, so I've tried the yellow, green, red, orange, phenomenal. I think my favorite's the red one.
The red one is also very nice. It depends on the taste, what you want to drink at a given moment. They have now like every taste, more and more like those tastes. Like every, like sometimes you feel like the red one, sometimes this, like the flavor.
Yeah.
Like
Good to have
it's the same like the in the US you have the icing spa, how it's called? Sparkling ice.
Yeah.
And it's so good.
Oh, the drinks.
The drinks, like the sparkling
fruit
ice.
Ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are good.
With like, I think 30 flavors or something.
They're so good.
It's immense. Like they had like a pineapple coconut flavor.
Yes, I was just going to say coconut.
It's the best. If Stinger putting something out like that, like a pineapple coconut, it would go crazy. Especially in a hot country like here, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be insane.
You big on coconut flavor? It's like one of my favorites.
I love like that pina colada flavor, like coconut pineapple. Like also like pre-workout drinks or something with like a pineapple coconut.
Yeah, I think Legion actually had like a pina colada type.
Yeah, if you mix that with like ice cubes as well, it's a good drink.
Do you bring ice cubes into the gym in your pre-workout?
No.
I've seen people do that.
I should do that though. Like I should get me some ice cubes at 7-Eleven. Like especially if you mix a pre-workout or something, or even a protein shake.
Yeah, that's what I see.
Ice cubes, that's nice.
See, because it's so hot in Thailand, everyone's just thinking ahead, trying to stay cool.
Yeah, some people even wear like the fever tapes on their head, and anti-fever, like when you have the fever, like to cool your head down. At Muscle Factory, at least I saw that.
Is it like a headband?
It's not a headband, it's like a fluster, but which cools your head in a way.
Is it really?
Yeah, I might try it out.
I haven't
but
seen
it's
that
a hot
yet.
season. It gets super hot.
Oh, well, I can understand because Muscle Factory has no AC, so everyone's doing everything.
Man, like at Muscle Factory, I need to wear a headband.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm sweating so much. Like during the set, I don't see what I'm doing because the sweat goes into my eyes. So I need to wear headbands. But it's super hot.
Actually, I recently saw with your Nike, right? Your Nike headband.
Yes, Nike headband.
Yeah, it's stylish too.
It's cool. Yeah, I might want to get me next year some bandanas. That's also cool.
Yeah.
Like a bandana.
Like a gangster.
Yeah, it's like a gangster.
Gangster.
I mean, for you, it's fine in your gym at Boost, like with aircon and stuff. Definitely.
Thank God.
That helps, kind of. Yeah.
Every time I'm in there, not every time, but a lot, I think about your training. I'm like, if I didn't have AC, man, I don't know. Like I sweat a lot already in training.
Mm-hmm.
If I was at Muscle Factory, dude, everyone
you get
would
used
hate me. I'd just be dripping. All people be slipping and shit. Like, fuck.
Like leaving the bench,
scary.
like if someone put like water on it.
God, man. And I'm secretly hoping you switch to my gym. I know you won't because it's far.
Yeah, well, we'll see in the future. I mean, like...
Yeah,
like,
you have to train eventually. We still haven't done
it. Definitely. And who knows, like in 1 year's time, like we both like plan staying here long term, which means like maybe at some point I get bored of my condo after my 1 year like lease agreement and I'm like, okay, let's move to a different space, different gym. I think sometimes in life that's even cool, like to move to a different gym. It's like exciting, I think sometimes.
People literally will just gym hop every week.
Yeah.
Just for that like novelty.
Novelty, yeah.
100%.
That's not good, but I think like every 2 or 3 years it's good.
Every 2 to 3 years?
Or every 1 or 2 years.
We went from 1 week to 3 years.
Yeah.
Listen, Dirk said anyone who switches gyms every week is doing very bad, so take it from the champ. Actually, before we continue, because this is going, welcome to the first episode of the Natural Bodybuilding and Chill podcast. This podcast is going to be very informal, probably not much of a podcast at all, more like a chill conversation with 2 friends. So we'll leave it at that. We're your host because we're the only ones here.
Yes, exactly. We have some questions like written down, some topics, but we are going with the flow. We're
trying to get that Joe Rogan vibe, like make it like a real podcast as much as we can.
Yes. Yeah. That's the plan. That is the plan.
So I'll let you introduce yourself first.
Yes. All right.
Lay it on them.
Hey guys, I'm Dirk Emmerich, WNBF Pro Bodybuilder and 2023 Lightweight Pro World Champion. I'm competing since 2021, started training in 2012. And yeah, man, it's now already a long time training, man. No, not 2012, what I'm saying, 2013, late 2013. I was wrong.
Getting very exact.
Yeah. I mixed like the dates. Like I was like, no, I don't train for 12 years, but about 11.
About 11.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
that was pretty much it. I mean, you covered everything.
Yeah,
the world champ. That's the most important important thing. I'm Gary Glutes Amlinger. By the way, I feel like we need you have you a nickname like eventually.
Glutes 2.0.
Dude, your glutes are better than mine. I see some of your pictures. I'm like, I gotta take this nickname off, dude. This shit ain't gonna work.
Glutes 2.0.
The real glutes. That's what you have. Like your striations are just insane. I'm like, goddamn. Gary Glutes Amlinger. I am a fellow WNBF professional natural bodybuilder, just like Dirk. We both compete in the WNBF predominantly. My highest achievement was the silver medal at the 2022 WNBF World Championships. And you could say that another good achievement is a victory at the Monster Mash in 2022. So that's a WNBF professional bodybuilding competition. That was my first pro win. So yeah, and we're both online coaches.
Yes.
We're both bodybuilding coaches. We do posing as well. If you want to take us up on that as well. I can't stop laughing when I'm with him. I don't know why that is. We're never going to get anywhere.
True. But the main things we definitely said, right?
Yeah. So yeah, this is going to be a very chill, very, very fun podcast. We're going to have like some things we want to go over, but it's not going to be like super strict, like, oh, we have to cover this and this. Yes. We're kind of just going to talk and let things play out. So hope you guys enjoy it.
Let's get it down.
Okay. Before we did that intro, we were talking about something.
I believe like mostly also like the move to Thailand.
Okay.
It was like, I think one thing we left off from, like why you moved just recently also to Thailand, like within the last, since January this year, which is a huge move. Like I know myself, like especially when you do it yourself, like you know how hard it is, and you have like it's the same thing of like if you see someone on stage super shredded and conditioned, you have more empathy for that person, where you know what he went through.
Yeah.
And I think it's a little similar to that, where I know like if someone really like moves to another, like especially from USA to Asia, I know like okay how much guts that takes in a way of doing that. So it gives that like it's a lot of respect what I have when I see people do that. Yeah.
So you're saying you have respect for me?
Of course.
So if you guys don't know, Dirk is actually the main reason why I even moved to Thailand. It started out as me just inquiring about, the country, because I saw he lived there and he was bodybuilding, and obviously he does extremely well in bodybuilding living here. So I inquired, probably like maybe a year now.
Yes.
First time I was like, what is it like in Thailand?
Yes, like things like that.
So you filled me in, and man, like without Dirk, it would have been a like way harder transition coming from New York to Bangkok. But having him here and him keeping like tabs on me, like as I was getting ready to move and all that stuff, he's been a tremendous help. So he is the reason I'm here. And as you just heard, he has respect for people that are just literally pick up in their whole life and move to another country, because he did it. And then I followed suit. How many years have you been here again?
Over 2 years now.
Yeah. So he's been here over 2 years. Time is flying. I've been here almost 7 or 8 months. 7 months.
Yeah, 7 months.
7 months. Yeah, so crazy how fast it goes.
It is.
But I suppose they say time flies when you're having fun, and I've had an amazing experience here in Thailand so far. Very little complaints, and the one complaint we probably won't talk about.
Yeah, there's only one.
We'll leave that one out for now.
Yeah.
But I mean, amazing country. You go from the food, the transportation, the people.
Everything, definitely.
Really can't complain about anything.
So good.
Here. Phenomenal. So
especially for bodybuilding lifestyle, it's like even more convenient than anywhere else. Like when you forget to buy some foods at the grocery store, you can literally get your phone, put on the Crap app at 10 p.m. at night, and you can order you oats, or you can order you even fruit or vegetables, like any day of the week, like things like that, right? It's like, like it is insane.
Yeah, I mean, to
So convenient.
put things into perspective, I spent 50 cents to go from here to the gym on a motorbike. And that sums up how inexpensive,
like a personal driver.
You know, the transportation is here. You probably have more experience with this than I do. I know for sure because I haven't even done it yet. But street food is extremely inexpensive.
Wow, it's so cheap.
Right? But like for us, harder, you know, because we have to track our calories and
calculate it and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's like you can get like a real meal, like fried rice with chicken for like 50 baht, 70 baht max, which is about
a dollar.
That's like $1 or something. And like a real meal. And it's also like when you know the good spots, it tastes phenomenal. If you know the good spots, like there's some street food spots which are very famous here. There as well, you pay like 60 baht for a meal or something, like super cheap.
Makes you not want to go to the grocery store and just buy that.
Yeah, I mean, like a lot of like foreigners living here, they never go to the supermarket. Smart. They just live from street food.
Sounds
They
good.
can just order food. I think if you're not a bodybuilder, I would probably do the same.
Yeah.
Like just order food, cook.
100%.
Like you could go in the morning to like a nice cafe, get like anything there. Like, that's like, if you're not a bodybuilder, you don't need a kitchen technically. You could survive without a kitchen, and you don't break the bank. I would say it's even cheaper probably eating out than cooking your own stuff.
It is.
I would say.
I would bet. Because like I just showed you the chicken I bought. That was like 180 baht.
Yeah.
Maybe that nets me like 3 meals. So that's 60 baht per. But that's not a full meal. That's just chicken.
It's just
not
protein,
talking about anything else. Yes. So yeah, street food's extremely cheap here.
Yeah.
If you want to visit Thailand, just be careful because your stomach's probably not used to
especially with street food, especially with that.
And the water they use to clean vegetables and fruits.
Gotta be careful. Like at the beginning, I would probably go for like more legit restaurants and like 7-Eleven supermarkets is fine. But like with street food, I would always be a little careful and just go for the more public places in a way, like not the street food stand in the corner, like something which is very public, because there you usually know you should be fine. But it's always a little risk. I think with street food there's not that much of a like measurement here, like quality control what you are used to in Germany or in the US, right? Like there's not such a thing, I believe so much. I think with the big restaurants there is for sure, but the street food I don't think there's like any quality measurements or like they're just doing the thing. You can just put out you say, I put out a hot dog stand now. Let's do it.
And they're not tracking the macros either, so you don't really know what they're putting in there. But for someone who's not super health conscious or it's not their livelihood, like street food, apparently is extremely good. From what I heard. You know, from the Thais here, they're like, we just eat street food like every day.
Yeah, I know. That's like the local stuff.
Yeah, and then they ask me like, have you tried Thai food yet? And I say no, and I've been here for 7 months. They're like, what the fuck? I'm like, I know, I have problems. Like, just give me time. I need to ease in.
At some point, we got to go to a night market or something.
Yes.
And get some stuff there, like, definitely.
I'm thinking maybe after my mini cut. You know what? I'm going to get street food with you after your prep.
After my prep, for sure, I'm down. Yeah, like after prep especially, I have like a month of being very, very easygoing with the food. Like I still like not go nuts, but I don't track that accurately as I would do like...
Really? That month after competing, you don't?
Like the first, like the first few weeks, I still track, but I estimate stuff more. I'm not like during prep that I weight everything down in a way. I'm like more easygoing with it. I would say the first.
I think you're good with, and we're the first time I came here, we like talked about this.
Yeah, I remember that.
You could keep your body weight at a pretty good level, not tracking to a T.
Yes. Yeah. So maybe this can also play a role of like being good at estimating, because I know a lot of competitors, if they do that, they get fat very quickly because they always like underestimate what it is.
Yeah. That's me. 100%. I have to. Like even I think it was like a day or two after Worlds where Cliff was like, go to a restaurant and eat what you want. I'm like, nope.
That's dangerous.
I'm going to, I think I went to Trader Joe's with my girlfriend.
Nice.
Like the day of Worlds and the day after.
Yes.
And I'm like, I'm tracking everything. And I didn't go out. I think I didn't go out to a restaurant 6 months after Worlds.
Wow.
I didn't eat out.
That's discipline, man.
Because my prep in 2018, which was really my first prep, for you guys who don't know, that was the year I turned pro. I went off the rafters. I think I gained 20 pounds in a week or two.
20 pounds in
Terrible.
A week. Wow.
Yeah.
It's probably
that was my first real prep.
Yeah.
and I got a taste of good food again.
Yes.
And my hunger hormones were just through the roof. And I just...
That's one thing.
It was ravenous.
I know. Like you can eat like 10,000 calories a day.
It was scary. I'm like, am I going to die? Because like you're eating this food and you know the calories you're eating, but it doesn't fill you up.
I had it in my first prep.
That's the thing. The first prep's the worst with that.
It is. And then you eat like so much that your stomach is feeling like almost exploding and you get even sick. But you're still hungry.
Yeah, you're still hungry. Even though your stomach feels like crap.
Yes.
You're still hungry.
And then my second prep, I knew in a way of like all this like filling up and so it doesn't change anything. It just makes me feel like shit. Yeah. It's like instant gratification in a way where I was like, second prep, I know if I just eat 10,000 calories or something, like it doesn't do anything. It just makes me feel bad. Yes. Makes me get fat way too quick. So it was so much easier to stick at like 3,000-4,000 calories the first few weeks. Because I know if I go super crazy, it doesn't do anything. Yes. It doesn't because in our mind, in the first prep for me, it was like, oh, like if I will feel better if I go eating that much now. Yeah. Like it will make me feel better, but it doesn't make a difference.
Hell yeah.
So we need to experience it in a way.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
If you guys didn't understand that, basically after prep, no matter how much you eat, you're not going to feel any more full. In fact, you might feel more hungry. Because your body's getting a taste of it. That food, those calories, the sweet, sour, whatever.
Yes.
And then you just get like ravenous.
Like vampires tasting blood.
You are a bottomless pit and you're not going to feel full. So knowing that, you might as well just tame yourself right after prep within, I don't know, a month of competing. Try to track as much as you can and just know that no matter how much you eat, you're still going to be hungry.
Yeah.
And limit yourself because you don't want to gain 20 pounds in a week or two like I did. That has to come off eventually. And you have to gain weight in the off season to grow muscle. So now you're 20 pounds heavier. What are you going to do? Gain another 20 pounds? You're going to be like
40 pounds above stage weight then?
Even more. So it's just not worth it. So understand, like, coming out of a competition prep, your hormones are going to be destroyed. Your hunger is going to be through the roof. You just have to give it time to slowly increase calories and muscle again, increase your metabolic capacity, your food, and then your hunger hormones and all those things kind of
Yes, it's not like this with the hunger hormones. What do you often think, like, if you like eat so much, it's like a switch, but it takes time. It needs to be like, we definitely need to be in a surplus. Like after prep, we want to gain body fat faster than in a usual weight. That is important, I feel. But there's still a fine line of like going way too fast where you sabotage your off season afterwards. That is something I learned, especially now with my my experiment in a way of competing back to back. If I would go, like, the recovery phase was this year especially like so important for me, where I need to regain some body fat fast back to have like that hormonal sweet spot where I'm able to gain muscle, but like not much faster than that. And the thing would be, if I would gain way too fast, then then you need to diet down way too quick again, and then you sabotage yourself in a way. Yeah. So I think that needs to be that sweet spot.
Right. Yeah, and you do want to gain like a certain amount of weight from the beginning to kind of get your hormones back.
Like in the faster way. Yeah, a little quicker.
Yes, definitely. That's correct. You want to get your body fat levels to a healthier position.
Yes.
So that is true. So you're going to gain a little more weight than usual in the beginning, but that has to be planned and it has to be strategic. It can't just be like, okay, I have a 10-pound allowance to gain, my coach said, so I'm just going to go to In-N-Out every day and be super careful with that.
Like still keeping the habits intact. Like how I like to see it is like, even the same foods what you eat during prep, just more of it.
That's what I did.
And the same routine, like having the same amount of meals, the same everything. Like the biggest mistake often is like, oh, I'm done with prep or I'm done with a diet even. Fuck everything. And that is why, like, it's like you need to keep the habits intact. Same thing even with like if you introduce refeed days into your diet, what I often see is like, people are doing the low days, then their refeed days, they're throwing in all kinds of weird foods again, having a total different routine than usual. And then, out of my refeed day, it became like a cheat day in a way.
So they're going over calories?
Yes. Okay. If they don't keep the structure intact.
Right.
Like I would like to see a high day, just the same foods, just more of it. Same thing with a recovery phase, but I would still introduce like having like a meal here and there with like friends and family, but still like in a controlled manner. So it's a fine line instead of like, going totally nuts after.
This is a good one. How often do you eat out during prep?
During prep?
Yeah.
I would say it is very, very much depending. So I ate out 2 times when I was in Kuala Lumpur with all the other athletes, but I choose food what is very trackable, which means like we had hot pot one day, so I can choose the amount of chicken I want to eat, the amount of vegetables, and then just plain rice and plain chicken. So you can really estimate the calories very good with it.
That's how you should do it.
And really like honestly, I would like, when it comes to eating out, like something you can estimate in a way. Like even McDonald's would be fine in a way.
Yeah.
Like technically, for me, it would be fine.
Probably the most accurate calories.
The most accurate, yeah. But I don't
say it, but it is.
If I don't need to,
you know what it is.
You know what it is, yeah. But if I don't need to, like I don't eat out. I only eat out when it's like for social occasions or like I'm not like 2 weeks out from the show. Like let's say when I was in Malaysia, like this was like like 11 weeks out or something. I would probably miss out on a good time with like all the people there, but would not go out eat with them. So I saw that as like a socializing thing as well. So, but if I'm on myself here in Bangkok, like there's no special occasion, I don't eat out. So I just do it if I see like a social occasion with it, but I don't do it if I'm by myself in a way.
So the closer you get to competing, so Worlds this year is in November.
Yes.
Is there a specific month you cut your eating out at restaurants? Then you're like, okay, that's it, like I'm done? Or
I would say at around like 2 kg above steak weight when I start digging, because there it's like I can't really handle inaccuracy at this point, which means even like eating below my target calories. So the thing is like I don't want to have an even bigger deficit than I plan to have, but when I'm still 12 weeks out, I can handle days to have a bigger deficit in a way. But when you're like digging, like you don't want to have like your deficit even bigger where you can risk muscle loss in a way when it's like, So
you wait till 2 kg, that's like 5 pounds over
5 pounds, I want that.
That's so close.
That's close, yeah. But that's the point where I really have to dig in a way where I feel like even if I have a too big deficit, my body would feel it like in a negative way. Yeah.
Very interesting. Okay, so this podcast, it's going to be about a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
But I should really put a timer, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Which I'm going to do
too long.
real quick. Just going to check the time. Because we're going to try to keep this relatively short, especially in the beginning. And then once we have, more conversational topics and content, we can...
Yes.
Okay, here we go. As many of you already know, Dirk is competing this year. So lay out your competitions and your dates for this year.
Yes, so this year the plan is in about 8 weeks. The first show, the opening show of the season, will be the WNBF in Dubai, where I'm very excited for. It's my first time ever also in Dubai. I like it as well to combine prep in a way with traveling, seeing new countries, which is also quite cool. Yeah. Obviously, I can't do all the activities there and stuff, but just seeing it, it's quite cool. And Dubai will be the first show. 2 weeks later, Taiwan, which will also be amazing. My first time ever in Taiwan, which is also very cool.
That's very cool.
And then 4 weeks after that one, I will travel to Germany, do the WNBF German Pro show there. And then 3 weeks after that one, WNBF Worlds in Boston. So 4 shows will be the plan, like quite a big season again.
That's a nice amount.
Yeah, like 4 is a good amount, I feel. It's like too little, not too much. Yeah.
So no other competitions? Like
that is the plan. Only that, That is the plan.
That's a solid season.
Yeah.
Okay. So Dubai, Taiwan, Germany,
and Worlds. Yes.
Okay. Now, this past off season, was there any specific muscle groups that you worked on the most?
I would say delts and arms quite a bit. Also, to some degree, like all the muscle would make my frame look bigger. Also, somewhat quads, my lats. Yeah, I would say that's like primarily, and also chest to some degree, like chest, but mostly everything. But the main amount is like looking bigger and wider.
So shoulders
And arms.
Would you say is number one, shoulders
and arms? I would say, yeah.
Okay.
Especially the arms was like one of the plans to bring up, and the quads as well.
So you're going for more X frame. That's
more
really
X-frame.
What I'm doing. Yeah.
Yes, more X frame. I think that is hyper important.
So I mean, after Worlds in 2022, I realized how important it is. You could have guys that are just like their muscle bellies are just better than us, and they have more flair, but not necessarily more muscle, and they could beat you even though you have more muscle than them, and they're just shaped like that.
Yeah, like a small waist.
Yes.
Well, yes.
So that was like a big eye opener for me. 2022. I'm like, damn. So I mean, I could lose to people that may not be as muscular.
Yes.
But they're just a little genetically more gifted. That was like I knew that, but then I really knew it in 2022.
Yes.
So since Worlds in 2022, I've been doing something similar to Dirk, and I've been bringing up my shoulders, lats, and quads.
Yeah, especially the quads for you. That's been a big focus.
And the quads is probably the biggest one now.
Yeah.
But those muscles, that completes X frame. And that's what I need more of. I need this.
Like that X, that is like so important. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the first impression, what also the judges have when you stand up there. And like you say, the genetics plays such a big role. You can see someone in clothes at the gym and be like, yeah, he looks super huge next to a guy who doesn't look that big. But then without clothes, the guy who doesn't look that big might beat the guy who looks like maybe in gym clothes better.
Yeah.
Like that is how you need to see people imposing twice.
Yeah, you do.
you can really tell how competitive someone is.
Very true.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like people who go to the gym and you might see them online, they look good, and then you see them on stage, and then it's like the same.
It's not the same, especially online. I feel like, especially with social media, like there's like some people who don't look that good on social media because they probably don't know how to take good photos. And then there's like other people who look so freaky on social media and they don't even place top 5 at the show. That is like how
I'm trying to learn this. I'm trying to learn how they take good pictures. That's
like you need to have the best lighting, the perfect angle, like things like that. And this way you can look like so much better. Like it's like an illusion in a way. Yeah.
I'm the worst at taking video and pictures. I think it's just because I just don't care.
For me, it's also it took a lot of time to. I wouldn't say I'm great at it. I got better, but it's definitely not easy. Of like knowing that angles. For photos, I suck. I just do videos. Like with photos, it's also not easy.
Are you screenshotting your video? Is that how you use the photo?
Yes. That's how I do it.
Yeah. So I've been like actively putting it in my brain to seek out better lighting, especially in training.
Yes.
And taking like minor, like physique photos, maybe showing my quad or something, just because I don't do it. And I'm like, I have to do this more because people want to see that.
They want to see the physique. They want to see how you look like. It's I think very important for marketing in a way. For like,
it is.
Especially as an online coach, we like our physique is in a way like our main promotion. As a thing, I think so. Yeah. So, and even though like sometimes you hear like you hear people saying like, oh, you shouldn't use your physique to promote coaching, but it is a way of promoting it.
I wish that was the case.
Yeah,
I don't want to take.
But that's reality.
I know
it is reality. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Even though it doesn't matter too much, like I would say, there's great coaches who don't have like a freaky physique. There's a lot of freaky physiques who don't know shit about coaching someone.
Yes.
But like we need to be also realistic and knowing like, okay, what actually promotes like good business also in a way, I think.
Yeah. That's a good point. And the people who don't have a physique, well, they need to play to their strengths.
Yes.
And probably just go down the science route.
The science and like athlete like transformations, results.
Right.
That is their only like getting trust in a way. I think like having a good physique, the main thing what it does is providing trust in a way of like, okay, he looks great. He must be doing something right. He probably can help me do something right as well, which is like the false belief as well. Like, oh, maybe he's just a genetic freak. Doesn't mean like he can help you a lot, but that's often like how some people think. Yeah.
There are some genetic freaks that could do everything wrong.
And they still look great.
and still even be a world champ.
Mhm.
But that happens in track, that happens in football, soccer, combat sports. There's just those outliers
Yes.
that they're just gifted.
Just
And
gifted.
they
Whatever
could
they do.
party,
Yes,
they
yes.
could eat like shit, but they
They
look
can
amazing.
drink,
It doesn't
whatever,
matter.
and they still like the best. Yeah.
So I think that's the main thing. If you really want to gauge someone's genetics, you should go by how little do they work and how good do they look. That's to me, that's what genetics means.
Yes.
Because I've known people that never watch their diet,
Yes.
barely works out. Some kids like from my old wrestling team
Yes.
that were they look like bodybuilders.
That's crazy.
It's
right?
like, what the hell?
You just look how much they do wrong and they still look great.
So that's genetics.
Yes.
That's not me and Dirk. Me and Dirk have been at this for a long time, and everything is very methodical, strategic.
Yes.
We track everything,
Very consistent.
volume, intensity, frequency, calories. We get our sleep. Everything's covered. Hydration.
Everything, yeah. Every
So-
little thing. I wouldn't say we definitely both also have like good genetics in a way. I think this is where it meets of like hard work, consistency, and the genetics. Then you have like a very good recipe.
Mm-hmm.
But I still do believe like if you don't have the genetics in a way, you can do everything right and you won't be able to turn pro. That's what I
Right.
also believe. If you don't have the genetics for it, that's also the opposite of it.
I agree. And it's not to say we don't have good genetics. We do.
We do,
But there's like levels.
there's levels to it. I know there's people like who have way better genetics than both of us.
Much
like
better.
some where you like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah.
It's fun to beat them.
It's like, yeah. It is. It
fun.
is.
I like it. Okay, so we went over a little prep off season. So yeah, like right now for me, quads is going to be the main thing that I need to bring up for sure for next year. My target competition prep is Worlds 2025, WNBF. Obviously, that's where I compete, and I'll probably do a couple pro competitions before then as well. So quads is definitely going to be the biggest thing I need.
The quads bring it. And now the off season is the most important.
So
Bring
important.
it up, and then
So important.
diet, like prep is just like revealing it, like especially at our stage of now experience. I highly doubt that we put on any muscle during a deficit at this point during a prep, which means like the off season is even that
Not
much
much,
more important. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So going to be exciting. You plan to do like shows in Asia, pro shows?
Well,
next year?
damn, I don't even know if we should talk about this, but
Oh yeah.
well, let's say it this
We'll
way.
see.
We'll say it like this: if Natural Bodybuilding comes to Thailand next year when I compete,
Oh, it's really
yes,
cool. This would be
that's a
cool.
very strong possibility. I
Yes.
do a competition here. If not, we have some in China, Taiwan,
Taiwan,
Malaysia, Singapore.
Malaysia.
So I do have options.
There's a lot of options. Yeah.
That's right. So yeah, those could be as well. Maybe
There's a
I'll
lot
do
of options.
one there. Now that we know a lot of people from Singapore, Malaysia that run the shows and
Yes.
that are bodybuilders, I would love to go meet them in person and do
Yeah,
a
supporting like the Asian natural
Yeah.
community in a way.
I'm all about it.
Yeah, me as well.
Yeah.
So that's
I think it's
super cool.
excellent. And some of these Asians have sick genetics.
Yeah, like this, especially the structure. I feel like they have like that small way, like they have like that aesthetic, beautiful physique in a way.
Mhm.
A lot of times, just it's beautiful to see those physiques. They have like something what others don't have. I think like that, like it's just nice to watch.
Yeah.
It's like it's hard to describe. Right?
No, I get it. There's this guy Coven at my gym who I
Yeah.
talk to all the time. He's obviously Asian. He's from Singapore actually. And he just has like the best muscle bellies.
Mm.
Like, he's not too tall, he's very compact. If he wanted to, he could be a pro in the WNBF.
That is cool, right? You can just tell that by seeing them in a way.
So I'm like,
So cool.
I'm trying to get him to compete, but he's more into like the influencer,
Okay, I see.
which is fine. He coaches people, he owns a business and stuff.
Yeah.
But when I see people like that, I'm like, shit. Like I just want them.
There's so much potential.
They don't
yeah.
even see it.
Yeah, they
don't
don't
even
obviously
know.
they don't see it. Yeah, we have an eye for that.
I do. For
Even
sure.
even like if I walk to 7-Eleven or like go to like I don't know, walking to the beach, I can see a normal dude. I could see if he could be elite in bodybuilding.
Yeah.
I can just see the guy who don't even go to the gym. I can tell like, okay, this guy has the genetics. Like,
Yeah.
that is like I think we develop an eye for it.
It's 100%.
Like yeah.
I don't know about you, but I always look at people's calves here, and they're all low.
Yes,
all-
there's a lot.
They're all
lot of
attached
vibes.
to their ankle.
Yes, yes. I
It's
saw that
crazy.
too. I saw that too.
Crazy. Okay, so we're making some good time right now. Let's talk about who is going to compete this year.
Oh yeah, this year.
So, especially at Worlds.
At Worlds.
Who do you know or know of that's competing in Worlds this year?
Like my close friend Brian from Hong Kong, Brian Leong. It's going to be like actually an awesome battle because he's bantamweight, I am a bantamweight, and we have very different physiques, but also in a way we are both quite advanced and quite competitive. So it's going to be very, very cool with Brian up there.
Yeah, very cool.
Quant from Philippines.
Who?
Quant, who has like he has huge quads. He was also in Kuala Lumpur.
Do I know him? Do you think?
Quack. Like he has two names on his profile, like Quack, Quant. You know, I think if I show you a picture, you probably know him.
You think I'm following him on Insta?
Maybe. Gotta look up.
So he's in your weight classes too?
Yes, that's like my weight class. But besides that, I'm not sure if like Brian DeCosta is competing again, the previous overall world champion. I don't think so.
He's not.
I didn't saw anything on Instagram about him prepping this year, so I'm not sure.
Hopefully he competes next year with me.
This would be sick.
Yeah, I want Bada, hopefully.
Bada, I think he competes every year.
Every year.
Since how long?
Talk about genetics, 6 years. Bro. Who's competing every year in natural bodybuilding?
And he's growing as well.
And it looks like he's growing. What the fuck? Dude, that's what I'm talking. You see what I mean? If I competed every year, I'd shrivel up like a prune. There's no chance. So Bada, I'm sure he's competing.
He's definitely competing.
Brian DeCosta, I'm not sure. What about the other guys from last year?
Benjamin Schuster, the middleweight world champ, he's not competing. I know that.
Okay.
Daniel Kubik from Germany is competing. He's very sick as well.
I think I know who that is.
I think you know him for sure.
Yeah. Your weight class or no?
No. He's, I think, middleweight.
Middle?
I believe, yeah.
Okay.
Also
that should be good. I mean, I've seen him a lot on IG.
Yes. He got repo from Netty News as well.
So we don't really know. We don't know how anyone looks until they're on stage. But from my understanding, he has a great physique from what I'm seeing on social media.
Yes.
But we'll see when it counts, right?
When it counts, when you see each other next on stage.
Yeah. So that him and who else? So Brian. So I recently followed somebody. His last name is like IPS. Hold on, let me check.
Oh, Ibsen. He's not competing. He was last year competing. He plans 26 again, I think, or 27 even.
He's 27?
No, he plans to compete again in 2026 or 2027.
See, he's smart. Take time off,
He takes time off, yeah. He looked nuts. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he heavyweight or middle?
Middleweight. He was very close between him and Benjamin, I believe. Very
interesting. Yeah, he looked great. So he's not competing this year. So
yeah, he takes time off.
Who else? That's really.
Besides that, I'm not sure. I think there's like in Germany, some great athletes competing. Going to be an exciting year again.
So let's just say we're right about everyone who's competing and not.
Yes.
So far, Bada is probably the favorite.
Most likely,
right? So far. Trying to think of anyone who's coming back from a layoff. Don't think of anyone else. Niang Babakar?
Oh, I think
he's gone though, right?
He's in the IFBB now.
He's done with.
I think when you're IFBB pro, even natural, you are not allowed to compete with the WNBF. But I do believe if Niang Babakar would come back, he would take the overall again.
I mean, talk about a freak X-frame.
I think he is the best natural bodybuilder right now.
His frame is just
insane. I think no one has a chance against him. No one. He has the mass. He has the crazy X-frame. He brings conditioning. He has everything. And then talking about genetics, like I observed him as well on IG and stuff, and I see like this dude is just squatting, bench pressing.
That's all he does.
All the time. Like, and I don't know how he eats or how he does his nutrition, but it seems like he's very consistent, obviously, but he isn't doing a lot of things optimal, I believe.
Unless he's not videotaping the accessory work.
Yes, this could be a thing, yeah.
Maybe not.
Who knows? Would be crazy. Imagine he's just bench pressing and squatting.
Imagine. So he kind of gives me that powerlifting vibe. Yes, he didn't have such a small waist, but that's, given at birth. But yeah, like his just quads are insane, back's insane. He gives me a powerlifting vibe. So I could understand if he was only doing power lifts. And I don't know how good his conditioning, density, detail is on stage. I've never seen him in person. But if you're only powerlifting, someone who's bodybuilding, they're going to have a way different look than you. And that's probably the way you beat somebody like that.
That's true. Yeah, like more the details developed in a way.
Just having disgusting like density, conditioning.
Yes.
You could beat him in that way. So like think like Brian Whitaker, right?
Oh wow.
How dense, like that kind of
that
physique.
Details back in 2014 and 15.
Yeah.
Wow.
Insane.
Yes.
What about Kendall Richmond? He's probably gone too. He's in
the IFBB now, yeah. He's gone.
He's doing classic still or
classic, yeah.
Only?
He's also immense.
Yeah. If he ever hopped on roids, everyone's fucked, by the way. Imagine he got on roids.
I think it would be crazy.
Olympia.
I think
he has no weaknesses.
I think he would be in the top 5, man. Yeah.
So, all due respect to anyone at the Olympia, but if a lot of people decided to use, you'd be in a lot of trouble.
Yes, that's for sure.
A lot of trouble. It's insane.
That's for sure.
Yeah, so I think that really covers the past world champs. Babacar, Richmond.
Yeah, I would say so, mostly. For the most part.
Dada. Those are the main ones. Those are like the most recent overall world champs. So,
yes, exactly.
I'm excited. I hope to make it to Boston this year.
Oh, you want to come?
I really want to come.
It would be so cool, man.
So I'm going to keep that
in mind.
Yeah, I will keep it in mind. Keep it in mind.
That's so cool. Yeah, Boston would be cool. Next year will be in LA, as of what I've heard. LA, yeah.
You know what I heard?
What do you heard?
Miami.
I heard both as well. I heard Miami and LA now.
I heard Miami. I didn't hear LA.
Let's see what happens.
So I hope it's in Miami.
Be cool.
Because if I'm back in my home town for Worlds, and it's a 2-hour trip to Florida.
Yeah.
But LA is like 6 or 7 hours. Not horrible, but
it's okay.
I would rather Florida.
Yeah.
Are you competing next year?
I don't know.
Are you going to turn into
like what I say to myself was, if I make substantial progress, if I see a clear difference on my physique compared to last year, and if I win the world champion title again this year, then I might compete next year again. If I see like huge change, and if it's like I see changes, but not as much as I would like to, I will definitely take next year off. So it's dependent. Like that's why I call this an experiment. I want to see how much I can progress competing back to back. And if it's like a good amount, I see a clear difference, and I see like why not? Then it's like, but if I don't,
it's amazing.
I like to like test limits in a way with bodybuilding, like natural bodybuilding. That's also the reason why I stay like all my life natural. It's like I want to test the limits, and not only by testing the limits of what is achievable natural, also like some challenges like that, like competing back to back. What is possible as a natural? How much progress can you make while doing everything optimal, competing back to back? I just want to see what is the limit in a way.
So I'm the opposite. Yeah. I'll leave that to you. My goal is how big can I get by hardly ever competing.
That's also awesome, man. Like as big as possible, like.
But as time goes on, I might be more in your shoes, where I'm like,
the older you get, right? Like,
you know, God willing, I win what I want to win, and I'm like, okay, well maybe I do compete the next year because I want to defend what I just won.
That's also the fun part as well, like defending what you have won, right? Yeah.
That is fun. So I might be in your boat eventually, but right now, it's got to be just full on growing. I think like once you achieve like that main goal of like heavyweight world champion or an overall, then you have like way more reason to compete back to back again, where you're like, okay, you won the highest prize already, and you want to test yourself if you are able to win it again the next year against a different field of competitors. Right.
Which is also like the competitive side coming out, which is like, I think especially within natural bodybuilding, a little bit neglected of like the competitiveness, where the IFBB is doing a good job of like why it might be, I think, a reason why it's a little bigger, because it's like for the outside people more fun to watch. There's more drama. There's more like competitiveness. What is like, I think in natural bodybuilding, something what needs to grow in a way.
Should we start now?
Huh?
Should we start now? Start the drama?
Let's do it.
Brian DeCosta, I'm gonna whoop your... Nah. I gotta wait because I'm not even competing yet. You should talk some shit though.
Let's go.
Brian.
Watch out. But it is like what it needs in a way, I think. Like that is what makes any sport also interesting. Like a little bit of that drama, competitiveness. 100%. That's why MMA, why wrestling, all of that is like so popular because of like almost like the fiction behind it. Like it's almost like watching a show. Like it's like see what is going on. Yeah.
I do feel like natural bodybuilding is missing that.
A little bit, yeah.
It's like on one side, we're like, we love the sport and the community so much because everyone's humble and they work hard. Because you have to be like, how can you have an ego when this literally takes 10, 20 years to achieve? You can't.
Impossible.
It's like you just have to focus on right now.
Yes.
And then the next day. It's not like the ego almost doesn't even come into play.
It's impossible.
Because it's so hard and it takes so long to achieve.
Yes.
Which is why we love it. At the same time, everyone's so humble that they don't say anything.
That is boring in a way for a lot of people.
Banter between competitors. We might have to change that.
We might have to, yeah. It's a little bit a step out of the comfort zone. That's a fine line, right? You don't want to have too much ego, but a little bit, sparks here and there to make it like, for just the people watching it, even
it's
more
better
exciting.
For the fans.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
It's like a big one.
We'll see what we could do about that. But I'm not competing for another year and a half, so I got time.
We'll go by quick.
I know. So once I start prep, maybe I'll start to see who's competing and see if we can get some fun things going on.
This will be the plan.
So we went like 50 minutes.
Little easy chat of like just bodybuilding, how we would chat if we just hang out ourselves.
Yeah.
And that is how we want to do it, keeping it real and easy going.
Very chill. And I'd say eventually we'll get some people that we want to like talk with as well in here.
Yeah.
You know?
We can get some guests in. I don't know.
Like anyone.
Definitely.
We can just do whatever we want.
Definitely.
So yeah, that was an awesome chat. Unless you want to say something else, I say we end it there. And
yeah, I would say so. And then like next time, like when we have like more recent topics, more things just crossing our mind, what we would talk like even in person, we'll talk about it on here, and this will be the plan. Awesome.
So anyone who's watching, I don't know who would, but everybody who's watching, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
We'll be back. Dirk Emmerich, Gary Amlinger as your hosts.
Yes.
And we'll see you soon. Later.
Bye-bye.